How do we actually figure out what these ancient texts are trying to say? I mean, texts written thousands of years ago. It's a huge challenge, especially when we're talking about scripture. So today, we're going to jump right into that question by looking at two totally different biblical puzzles and the very different ways people try to solve them.
So, are these ancient words a source of wisdom that still speaks to us today, or are they more like an unsolvable puzzle, locked in a past we can't fully understand? To get a handle on this, we're going to look at two case studies. First, a passage that makes you question a key figure's honesty, and second, a totally bizarre apocalyptic vision that, on the surface, makes zero sense.
All right, first up, we're diving into the Gospel of John, chapter 7. There's this little exchange here between Jesus and his brothers that has led some people to make a really serious accusation that he was being deceptive, that he lied. So let's look at the exact words that are causing all the trouble. Okay, so Jesus' brothers are basically goading him, trying to get him to go to this big festival and show off. And his response is, "I go not up yet unto this feast." Now, the whole problem starts because just a few verses later, well, he goes to the feast. So what gives? Did he lie, or is there something else going on?
The accusation is pretty simple, right? He said one thing, then he did the opposite. But the defense pushes back hard on that idea. It argues this isn't about deception at all, it's about timing. The claim is that he was being incredibly precise, operating on his own schedule, a divine one that his brothers just couldn't see. So, how do you get from what looks like a flat-out contradiction to an act of perfect integrity? Well, the answer, it turns out, is all about one word: context. You just can't read that one verse by itself. You have to understand the incredibly high-stakes situation that was playing out all around him. And the situation was incredibly tense. You've got his own brothers, who don't even believe in him, pushing him to go make a big public scene for their own bragging rights. And at the same time, the religious leaders in Judea are actively, openly trying to kill him. This wasn't just some casual family trip, right? This was a high-stakes, life-or-death kind of deal. Okay, and here's another piece of the puzzle you absolutely have to know. The Feast of Tabernacles wasn't just a one-day event. It was a week-long festival, and that is so important. Going to the feast wasn't something you did in a single moment. There was a 7-day window to show up. So let's just walk through what actually happened step by step. First, his prideful brothers take off for the feast. Then, Jesus says his time isn't yet here, and, true to his word, he stays behind in Galilee. Then later on, still within that 7-day window, he goes up privately. He completely avoids the public spectacle his brothers wanted and the immediate danger from his enemies. His actions actually lined up perfectly with his words. So you see, once you have the full picture, the danger, the motives, the timing, the whole contradiction just evaporates. It's not deception at all, it's wisdom. In this case, a really close contextual reading solved the puzzle.